community service to do, okay? He did his community service. The very minute he was finished, he took his paperwork to the office of the sheriff, and the sheriff turned him over to ICE. He got one phone call, which we received. So we got very involved in trying to help this family. We found right off that very few Adelanto detainees are released. They're either deported or sent somewhere else, or they stay there for years. We found an immigration attorney who works in Adelanto. We were very fortunate for this. And we found that she would take our case, our friend's case, for $1,500 right up front. So we got involved. We sent the $1,500, and she arranged for a bond hearing in 3 weeks. Now, this friend was incarcerated for 3 weeks along with murderers, and he had to put on a brave front in front of them all of that time. Anyway, she advised what we had to do, and this is what you need to know if somebody you're involved with has this experience. You have to arrange for paperwork in triplicate, people endorsing your friend and saying he or she is a good person. Judy and I contributed to that as Episcopal priests. So Adelanto, in case you want to know, is 3.5 hours away. And the visits are scheduled so as to make it almost impossible to return home the same night. It is not a friendly place. The night before the bond hearing, our church held a vigil for our friend, and his mother and sister came, and undocumented students from UCSD came, and a lot of white parishioners from Trinity came, and it was a wonderful experience. Getting Latinos, whites, and the church involved was very important. We were all crying. On the hearing day, the judge and our friend's lawyer and the prosecutor and Judy and I were the only white people in a room full of Latinos. The judge skimmed through the paperwork. Our letter was on top. He looked at us in the back and he said, "Are you the Reverend Stevens?" And we said, "Yes." And then he said, "What church are you from?" So I was kind of shocked. I said, "Episcopal." He thought a minute, smiled, stamped the file, and said, "Bond is granted in the amount of $10,000. We were so delighted to get the bond. But yet we had to think immediately, why did we get it? It's because, I'm quite sure, because we were white, and we were establishment, and we were from an establishment church. I'm not sure what would have happened if we'd said we were from another church. I don't know. Okay, so $10,000. We didn't have that much money, and neither did our friend's family. This was a Thursday. We needed the money by Monday in Los Angeles at ICE headquarters. We didn't know what to do. We went with the family to the Wells Fargo Bank in Palmdale, where we knew nobody. Here's where a miracle happened. The account executive who came to meet us said, "I'm Muslim. I get it. I will help you, and we will get you the money." It was amazing. And he did. He thought he could have it for us in LA by Sunday. He got us to us Friday morning, called us at our motel and said, "Come walk down and get it." And he called us a year later just to tell us that it was the most important thing he'd ever done in his life. So we and the family took the money to ICE headquarters early Monday morning. They made us wait 7 hours before they would take it. And then we had to, at rush hour, drive all the way to Adelanto to pick up this boy, whom they kept for another 2 hours just to keep us waiting. We got him at 11. Now, I'm getting to the end, but it's really not over. Our friend needed a lawyer to help with his ongoing case. Because of Donald Trump's executive order, instead of our friend's case being put at the end of a whole list of people, it was put at the beginning. So we had to get a lawyer very quickly. Our Latino friends at CHIRLA, which is the California Humane Immigrants' Rights Center in LA, which we're a part of, helped us find a lawyer. Our friend found out immediately he had to quit work. He couldn't keep working because he'd lost his work documents, his DACA, his Social Security, and if he worked, he would be vulnerable to having the bond revoked and being detained immediately. So we needed a community of support because we had to support him, we and his family. And people did it. Friends of ours, friends of his, contributed money, and he now has his work permit and is happily working at a local restaurant. But it's because so many people pitched in, including the Muslim, without whom we would not have gotten the money. So here's what I want to impart to my fellow beneficiaries of white supremacy. We all are, those of us who are white. Because of institutional racism, it can make a big difference if we white people get involved. Doing things like being a supportive presence in juvenile court or in ICE bond hearings, driving families to detention centers to visit their families, contributing financially, providing meals, and other forms of support for families dealing with the terror of what's happening when their family is broken up. It really does take a village, and I mean a village of people of different races and different social economic backgrounds. All of us. If we're going to promote healing and justice when racism and white supremacy are so important and so prevalent. We need more white mentors and advocates for families, locally and in detention centers. We must show our Latino sisters and brothers that we really care, to put our feet on the ground and do it in practical ways. I cannot tell you what a blessing all this has been in the life of my wife and me. Trauma, 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 but love, love, love. Lots of blessing. So come on, my fellow beneficiaries of white privilege, let's show that we really do care. Get on your feet and do something.
Want everybody to know we have information booths set up along the perimeter, including voter registration,